parking spaces.
Valley parking.
Yeah, that's what I need.
This one.
Folks, we have some more chairs up here in front if you want to come up and sit down. Nobody's moving, so this is a standing room only audience, or stand around audience, maybe not.
Let's try.
Is that? Very good. Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the July meeting of the Lewisville Town Council. This is one of those wonderful nights when we actually have a full house, and we're always so excited when you come out to, whether it's a special occasion like tonight or whether you're just coming in to attend a meeting of the council and see how the town works. Really good to see all of your faces. Want to welcome the folks watching at home tonight on TV6. Also want to welcome the folks that are following us on Facebook. I'm assuming, Veronica, that we're up on everything? And the thumbs up. So we've got, we're multi-channel tonight. So thank you all for being here. We're glad you're here. This time we'll introduce our council members.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome. I'm Jane Welch.
Good evening, David Smitherman.
Hi, great to see everyone. Jean Marie Foster.
I'm Mike Horn.
Ken Sadler.
Happy Thursday. I'm Melissa Hunt.
And I'm Fred Franklin.
Folks, we'll begin our meeting tonight with an invocation led by Councilmember David Smitherman, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance led by Councilmember Ken Sadler. If you're able, please stand and join us.
Let us pray. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this wonderful day. Thank you for your many blessings. Thank you for all the things that you're doing in our town and in each one of our lives. We thank you for giving us the opportunity to come here tonight. Be with each and every one. Give us patience and open-mindedness as we discuss things that affect the town of Lewisville. Be with all the ones recognized tonight and for all the many wonderful things that they've done. We thank you. Be with us. In thy name we pray. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Council members, you have had a chance to review the agenda for this evening. There is one addition. We will add a closed session at the end of this meeting tonight to discuss personnel policies. If there are no other changes or revisions on the agenda, we'll entertain a motion to approve.
Motion.
Second.
Ms. Foster makes a motion, Ms. Hunt makes the second. Any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. That is unanimous. Mr. Manager, will you lead us through the consent agenda, please?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This is item 2 on the agenda. Consent agenda includes 2A, Resolution 2023-031. These are the financial statements for the 11 months ended May 31st, 2023. Item number 2B is the approval of the agenda briefing minutes from June 1st of 2023. Item number 2C, these are the approval of the closed session minutes from June 1st of 2023. And last but not least, item number 2D, approval of the regular meeting minutes from the June 8th, 2023 Town Council meeting.
Very good. Ladies and gentlemen, the consent agenda are items that routinely come before the council. They're generally our financial reports and approval of minutes of our briefings in previous council meetings. Any council member can pull anyone individually off for discussion, or we can take them as a group. Council, what's your pleasure?
Approval as a group.
I'll second.
Dr. Sadler makes the motion. Mr. Franklin makes the second. Any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. That is unanimous. James, you have an introduction for us.
Thank you again, Mr. Mayor. And I'm pleased to bring somebody forward. It is with great pleasure that I introduce our new communications specialist, Ms. Veronica Leisure. In this full-time role, Veronica will be leading our communications program with a special emphasis on community engagement. Veronica earned her bachelor's degree from Catawba College in her hometown of Salisbury, where she majored in integrated marketing communications and multimedia production. Veronica earned an array of honors at Catawba, including the Alpha Chi Honor Society, Phi Epsilon Honor Society, and the Dr. Carl E. Hales Award for Excellence in Communication. She has worked in different private sector roles as well, including digital editor, videographer, and photographer. In her last position at WXII 12 News, Hearst TV, she was responsible for all social media platforms, and she spearheaded the Foodie Friday and News We Love social media campaigns. Now, the town of Lewisville values public participation in local government, and Veronica is the right person to help us build deeper relationships with residents and other stakeholders as we strive to meet the needs of this wonderful community. Please join me in welcoming Veronica to the town of Lewisville.
Veronica, I love that wave. Would you practice that? That was very nice. Perfect.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, I was a bit remiss at the beginning of the meeting. I did want to introduce our staff who are present with us tonight. We have our town clerk, Dora Moore. We have our town manager, James Ayers. We have our town attorney, Elliot Fuss. And am I missing anybody else? Okay, we have, hiding in the doorway, we have our assistant town manager and planning director, Stacy Tolbert. Anybody else? If not, thank you. Welcome. Thank you guys for being with us tonight. All righty. We have a couple of recognitions this evening, and I'm real excited about these. If I could ask Yasmin, Cole, and Madeline, if you guys would come up and kind of get by the podium, I think that would be great. You know, we talk about outstanding young people in our community, and we have so many, but I will tell you, this group are superstars. I've known the Horners for a number of years, and they have something in the water at their house that produces amazingly outstanding young people. But this evening we're recognizing them for their recipients of the United States Congress Congressional Award for Youth, which was established in 1979 to recognize initiative, service, achievement in young people across the United States. This is the highest honor a member of Congress may bestow on a civilian youth. Young people may register when they are 13 and a half years old, and they are eligible to submit activities starting at 14. Now, this is a little different kind of activity. You're not rewarded for what you've done. You're going to be recognized for what you say you're going to do. So you can't walk in and say, I got this closet full of stuff and I deserve recognition. It's, I want to work toward the award, and I want to work forward in these areas, and these are the things that I'm going to do. And it's making a plan, it's outlining the plan, and it's keeping the plan. And that's why I think this particular award is so unique. Participants earn bronze, silver, and gold congressional awards for achieving goals in 4 areas: voluntary public service, personal development, physical fitness, and expedition exploration. That one sounds fun to me. I think I'd put all my eggs in that one basket. 25 young folks across North Carolina have received this gold medal. 4 of them are from our little town of Lewisville. Quite a distinction and quite an honor. Would any of you all like to say a couple of words and share some of your experiences?
I can start. So I'm Madeline. I am a rising junior at Wake Forest doing engineering. So go Deeps. One of my big projects was creating an all-girls STEAM camp. So science, technology, engineering, art, and math. Starting with the Boys and Girls Camp. So I started it, and then, COVID happened. And it was supposed to be an in-person camp. It's kind of hard to have an in-person camp in a pandemic. So I figured out how to turn it online and make it a YouTube channel. So subscribe, STEAM for Girls, shameless plug, and was able to have it at the Boys and Girls Club. And then the following year, we were able to have it in person. Now I'm continuing this at the Latina Community Services. And it's a great camp. Yes.
Hello, I'm Cole Pollock, Madeline's brother.
And I'm nervous.
And I did a lot of my hours through my Eagle Scout project, where I helped Latina Community Services, a Spanish nonprofit in downtown Winston-Salem. And I renovated an old carpentry room into a nice computer lab where they have different just opportunities for the underserved. And I also ran a sports and science camp for the youth at Latina Community Services to get kids interested in the sciences, which was held in May at Jack Warren Park. So, yeah.
I'm Yasmin. I just graduated from the University of Virginia, and I'll be moving to DC actually tomorrow, so I'm going to get a job on Monday. I split my service between 2 major categories. First, I ran a club that did pro bono consulting projects for nonprofits in the UVA community, which ranged from anything from programming a map using census data to help food insecurity nonprofits find areas that were really in need of people who like didn't have food, and so making this automated tool for them was one of the examples we did. We also worked with like mediation centers to connect people with legal services who can afford regular lawyers. So that was about half my service, and then my other half of my service was volunteer firefighting, which I've been involved with for a little over 2.5 years now. And overall, the whole experience has been super rewarding. I've enjoyed it a lot, and also my younger sister Serena couldn't be here today, but she also received the Gold Award. Most of her service was through her Eagle Scout, which she was part of the first class of girls to be Eagle Scouts, like in the nation. So.
This is crazy. At that age, I'm still trying to count my toes. Thank you, guys. Come on. How about coming up? Vance, Shada, come on up here and we'll get a picture with everybody. Now, I'm going to give you the coveted Lewisville pin. As you add it for a lanyard, you can use it for...
I was really lacking pins.
You were?
You know, I'm lacking pins. I need more.
This one gets the top one.
Okay. I got you.
And here is one for your sister. Very good. Yeah. Did we drop? Well, come on in here, Ty. We want to get a good picture of everybody. This is very exciting.
1, 2, 3.
Very good. One more round of hand. Our next presentation. You know, this is going to happen. There we go. Our next presentation, first off, Sandra, could you introduce all the people that are here in the room with you today? No. Very good. For those of you where we have an award called the I'm One of the Reasons Lewisville is a Great Place to Live award. And over the years, it recognizes individuals who have made significant contributions to Lewisville residents, the town of Lewisville, and making our lives a little better for living here. Tonight, we are so pleased to make that presentation to Zeke Mock. Zeke, come on up here. Zeke was nominated by Yvonne Hall. Come on up, Yvonne. Now, if you'll recognize Yvonne because she has been the foundation of our beautification committee for so many years. And when Yvonne put the nomination in for Zeke, we said, absolutely, this is a great nomination. Yvonne, would you like to explain some of the reasons why you nominated him?
Well, Zeke has worked with the beautification committee for many, many years. And without his help, with his tractor, his endless time of labor, we wouldn't have a lot of projects that we did complete. Like when you walk through Jack Warren Park and you enjoy those rose gardens, perennial gardens, all those gardens, this man here is the reason why.
Very good. Zeke, it's my pleasure to recognize you with I'm One of the Reasons Lewisville is a Great Place to Live for outstanding contributions to the town of Lewisville and our residents, presented this day, July 13th, 2023, by the Lewisville Town Council.
Thank you.
These nights are I know for the rest of the council, certainly for me as mayor, these are why we do public service, because these are amazing, amazing events, amazing individuals, and some like Zeke with a lot of years of dedication to the town, and some of our new rising stars. I hope that you won't forget about Lewisville. I know you're going on to other great things, but I hope you'll always remember you have a home here in Lewisville, and you're always welcome. Please come back. Now, we're going to be moving on to the rest of the agenda. I would suspect that some of you may want to leave because the stimulating conversation about contract approvals and moving money from one transfer fund to another. It's probably riveting to us, but probably not of much interest. So if you would like to leave at this time, you can.
Congratulations.
You're right.
Well, I figured a big group was that way.
It's Zeke night.
They family? Most of the friends and family.
Friends, yeah. Buster Yarber was here. I was surprised. I didn't realize that he and Zeke were cousins. Buster he worked for Reynolds, retired from Reynolds. Matter of fact, my supervisor was like back when I went back.
And we'll pause here for just a moment, ladies and gentlemen.
I seen him coming in. And then when he said he was here, that he and Zeke were out. I thought, that's one of them guys here. I forgot about that.
Very good. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll have two opportunities to speak this evening. Actually, one more presentation to do. I almost skipped right over it. PJ Stringer, Sergeant Stringer. This is... Are you up first? No, Denise is up first.
Yeah.
James, you have an introduction for Denise? Thanks, sir.
All right.
Okay, great.
Great.
Welcome, Denise. Good to see you.
Thank you for having me.
Well, I am very pleased to introduce a professional colleague here tonight as we welcome Denise Heidel to the podium. Ms. Heidel is currently serving as the Executive Director of the Lewisville Clemens Chamber of Commerce, and Denise and her organization work hard to support local businesses and business owners as they provide goods and services to the local community and create jobs for residents here in Lewisville and beyond. I look forward to hearing Denise's thoughts and ideas this evening as she presents for the Lewisville Clemens Chamber of Commerce.
Thank you so much. Hello, and thank you for having me tonight. As James said, I am Denise Heidel, and it is my proud privilege to serve as the Executive Director of the Lewisville Clemens Chamber of Commerce. I want to give a special shout out to your town manager, James. He has been an absolute joy to work with ever since he started, and I'm very thankful for his support and his shared excitement for collaboration. So again, thank you for the opportunity to come and talk with you tonight. I specifically want to talk to you about a new event, but before we go there, make sure I'm hitting the right button. Oops. Yes. I wanted to give you a little bit of background about our chamber. In 2024, the Lewisville Clemens Chamber of Commerce will celebrate its 17th anniversary. So compared to the history of chambers of commerce, we're fairly young. Just to give you some perspective, the very first Chamber of Commerce was founded in 1599 in France. On the screen, you'll see our mission, vision, and values. These are not just words for us. This is truly how we operate our chamber. We are a growing chamber that is very relational in nature, and we want to give our members the opportunity to network with others in our community and to help them thrive. So we are also eager to support our members in the town of Lewisville, as well as to help others understand the role of the chamber in this community and how we can support them. While I am personally a Clemens resident, I often joke that I am in the perfect trifecta. I can literally walk to Lewisville from my home. And in fact, when my son was a young boy, we frequently visited your parks and attended Starlight Movie Night and your concerts held at the Shallowford Square. Your team does an amazing job with your events. As the executive director of the chamber and also a local resident, I have a great appreciation for Lewisville and all that you do for our community. I want to serve alongside of you, and I specifically want to support the Lewisville business community and provide your businesses with opportunities to connect with others. Some of the ways that we have done this include our programs and events and our services. Our chamber works very hard to bring a variety of services far beyond the traditional ribbon cutting that chambers of commerce are noted for. One such benefit that James really was intrigued by was our cash mob. A cash mob is a targeted promotion where we assign a mob boss to help facilitate the event. We market it and we promote a local business with a specific community objective to visit that business at a predetermined date and time, spend a minimum of $20, and network with others. It's an easy, no-cost way for our small business members to engage with a new audience while hopefully gaining a new customer base. So with all that said, I am happy to have a one-on-one. I'm always up for a cup of coffee, but I know my time is short. I would be glad to sit down with any of you and explain more about our benefits. But since I can't take the time to go through all that we offer, I want to focus on what we're missing. And what we're missing is an event in Lewisville. And brainstorming ideas, one of the things that we came up with was a family game night. It's an innovative way to engage all the different generations, and we can creatively involve the local business community. Through Family Game Night, we want to give businesses an opportunity to sponsor games and talk with families who visit, and we want to give a low-cost way that's fun to encourage families to break away from the screen and spend time together. We see this as a great way to have a fun and community-focused, family-focused collaboration through food and games. Family Game Night in Lewisville would serve as a fundraiser for the Lewisville Clemens Chamber of Commerce, enabling us to bring more resources and programming to the business community, including lunch and learns, leadership conferences, and more. Our ask of the town of Lewisville is fairly simple. First, we would like your support. We want your help to promote this community event through your community calendar and newsletter. And second, we are asking to use the Mary Alice Warren Community Center on Saturday, January 27th, 2024. While we have not established sponsorship levels yet, we commit to including the town of Lewisville on all of our marketing efforts and giving you full top-tier recognition for partnering with us. We will handle all logistics from setup to cleanup, from start to finish. While we haven't shared this vision with many yet, those who have heard of it have been incredibly supportive and enthusiastic. We have already gained the support of the Winston-Salem Forsyth County school system. They are eager to link arms with us to make this event happen. They agree with us that an event to promote family unity is a needed asset to the community. And while we are still determining exactly all the parameters of our partnership, clearly the Winston-Salem Forsyth County Schools is in an excellent position to help us market this event to the families for whom we would serve. So the question is, will you join us too? While January seems like a long way away, we really need to begin planning this event now. I'll be honest, our entire 2024 calendar is already planned. We are starting to work out the details now. So I eagerly await your feedback, and I hope that you will be as excited about collaborating with our chamber as we are about the possibility of collaborating with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Denise. Council members, any questions?
Yes, please.
Yes, ma'am.
Denise, thank you, and especially for all your efforts and working with Lewisville and Clemens together. Very impressed and
Thank you.
appreciative.
Thank you.
I did want to ask you, would
Yes,
this be open to everyone in Forsyth County, and would that be such a large event? Could we handle that? What do you expect?
Obviously, if we use the Mary Alice Warren Community Center, space consideration has to be taken into account. The logistics for planning this really is contingent upon your permission to utilize the facility, and that would dictate how many we could utilize. But yes, I would say that any business who wants to connect with local Lewisville residents would be invited to participate.
And those businesses would be just Lewisville and Clemens, or?
It can go into Winston-Salem, too. The Clemens Community Day has a history of attracting businesses from both Lewisville, Clemens, and Winston-Salem.
So in your experience, what kind of turnout do you usually have?
Well, this is a first. We've never done this event before. Clemens Community Day has grown to the point that it's a 5,000-person attended event. Obviously, we don't expect that at the Mary Alice Warren Community Center, but our goal is to find a way to bring an event to Lewisville where the Chamber of Commerce can make an impact, that we can show that we are here to support your community as well. You know, with us being based in Clemens, I realize that, you know, that's where our office is. That's just a logistical thing. But we really do want to have a presence here, and we really do want to connect with you and collaborate with Lewisville as well. I can't tell you what kind of numbers we're looking at because, again, we haven't done this before.
Well, and with that said, I am kind of concerned about it being so open that, our businesses really have the attention if it was only Lewisville and Clemens business.
Well, I would commit to marketing to businesses in Lewisville first. Obviously, you know, if it's a fundraiser for the Chamber of Commerce, I do need to be able to, you know, to fill those tables up. I mean, to give you for example, one of your local businesses, Lewisville Family Counseling, she is on our board of directors. We've kicked around the idea that she would sponsor a table on the game of life. She's a counseling center. That seems like a really fun match of a game to what she does. You know, a bank could sponsor the Monopoly table, you know, so forth like that. Again, logistics still have to be ironed out. That's why I'm eager to get started now, because it's in 6 months. So,
thank you.
Absolutely.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you for your time this evening. How many current businesses in the town of Lewisville are part of the chamber?
I don't have a specific number. I looked this up recently when I was meeting with James, and I'm trying to remember the exact percentage. I want to say it's about 17% of our chamber community are made up of Lewisville-based businesses.
Okay.
About 40% are Clemens, and about 40% are Winston-Salem. And that's just rough. Don't quote me on any of those numbers.
Okay. And then is there an opportunity for a monthly meeting or some other type of meeting to be held at our community center?
James and I have talked about that. We are kicking around ideas. The chamber meeting itself, we have so many walk-ins, and that particular meeting has been held at the same place well before I came on board. I mean, literally probably for 10 years. It would be very difficult logistically to move that particular meeting. What we are kicking around right now is figuring out how to bring a weekly leads group to Lewisville in the fall. So that's kind of one of the ways that we're trying to plant some roots into Lewisville and remind our business community of the resources that are available here.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I have a question. That's a perfect lead in, thank you. And thanks for your presentation, Denise.
Yes.
So if I'm a local business owner in the town of Lewisville,
Yes, ma'am.
what resources do you all have to support what it is they're trying to do day in and day out?
So we offer just any number, and I wish I'd brought my benefits package, but I'm happy to email it to James, and you can share it with the council. We offer everything from leads groups. Right now we have 4 leads groups that meet regularly, 3 that meet weekly, 1 that meets twice a week.
Excuse me,
Twice a month.
can you define, what is a leads group?
It's a networking group.
Okay.
So if you're familiar with BNI, it's similar, but it's all incorporated within a membership fee. And again, if we bring one to Lewisville, that will be our 5th leads group.
Okay.
We are growing. That's just one of the things. We do monthly chamber meetings. We do quarterly lunch and learns. We do 2 economic forums a year. We're doing 2 new member receptions a year. We have a lot of activities going on, and I'm happy to announce that I have a part-time person who started this week, so I'm excited to gear up to do even more. So we also have some things that are coming down the pipeline that I'm not prepared to announce, but they'll be announced in September, and James, he'll be one of the first ones I call whenever we're ready to roll it out.
So it sounds like what you are trying to get accomplished with this particular gathering is to create an opportunity for local business owners to interact with families and
Correct.
create sort of a wholesome environment, ultimately fundraising for the Lewisville Clemens Chamber of Commerce.
Correct.
And your scope.
Correct.
Okay.
Again, going back to Clemens Community Day, that event we'll have our 13th in 2024. That event has a long history of connecting businesses with families. But one of the things that when we were brainstorming how to do this and what to bring to Lewisville, I don't want a Clemens Community Day 2.0. I can't handle that. Honestly, I can't, I need to space our events out. We have Clemens Community Day at the end of April. We have a golf tournament in October. Where can we squeeze in another event on the calendar? That's why January, an indoor event where I don't have to keep praying about the weather would be great. So that's the goal.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for your presentation. When you say use a community center, how much, what type of use would we be, how many rooms would you be using?
How many would you let me use?
Oh, I see. Okay. All right.
So.
This
How
I'm
many,
assuming.
I'm sorry,
Ken,
Mayor.
go ahead.
So you mentioned setting up tables. So what do you envision in terms of the number of tables you'd be setting up, number of stations, tables, whatever you would call it?
I would envision setting up a food section because obviously we want people to come in, we want them to stay. I'm envisioning this event starting around mid-afternoon and ending around 7 or 8 p.m., where it would be a floating event, come in, come out, play, stay as long as you want to, but we would have very strategic games. I'm looking to do oversized Connect 4 games and games that would be great for small kids all the way up to older kids and families and adults. So I can't tell you again how many because it's going to depend on how much space we're allotted.
Okay.
Conceivably, it might be that you would need to use all three of our conference
Possibly,
rooms, which would make
possibly
sense.
if it goes as well as I hope it does.
That's going to be predicated on the number of business sponsors you get.
Correct.
Is it safe to assume that the majority of your promotion will occur in Clemens and Lewisville?
Yes. So what we would do is we would obviously utilize social media, our website, our newsletter. We also have a great relationship with Clemens Courier and Forsyth Magazine, so we would utilize editorial and advertising in those publications as well.
I think, council members, we've all experienced and understand the dynamics of our particular market, and our businesses are not drawing a lot of people from other places. It's really a local type of retail business base and also customer base. So if I understand this correctly, this would be bringing other people in to meet these businesses and potentially find out that these are folks that they could integrate in part of their daily lives, their weekly lives, their monthly purchasing, and come back out again. So really, for us, or at least for Lewisville, the benefit here for our business base is the introduction of new customers potentially.
Correct. And I mean, again, utilizing Clemens Community Day as an example, certainly all 5,000 attendees this year were not exclusively from Clemens. We have people coming from Lewisville, we have people coming from Winston, you know, Moxville, Davie. I mean, they're coming from all over. And it definitely benefits the businesses who participate in that event. And I envision the same for Lewisville when we do this here.
I've got a real quick question for you, Denise.
Yes.
I'm not familiar with the chambers and, excuse me, their actual structure, but is your organization a 501c3?
We are a 501c6, so we are not allowed to accept charitable gifts, but we are still technically a nonprofit.
Okay, thank you.
What kind of, you mentioned there was 17% approximately that are currently part of the chamber that are in Lewisville of your membership base. What kind of feedback have you gotten from those small businesses regarding this particular programming?
I've been very selective of who I've talked to about this. This is the most public I've been with this idea outside of our board of directors and conversations with James and Winston-Salem Forsyth County Schools. So I can tell you that Jenny Locklear, who is the owner of Lewisville Family Counseling, is on our board of directors. She is incredibly enthusiastic about it as a Lewisville business owner.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions, council members? So if I were kind of to boil this down to your ask, is you would like us to provide free use of the community center, potentially all three rooms, on January 27th, is that right? January 27th
I think that's right. I
from
had to double check my notes.
mid-afternoon or so, 3 or 4 o'clock or so until 7 o'clock. You will handle all the promotion, you will handle all the marketing.
Yes.
You'll have your folks there to do all the staffing of it.
Correct.
Your partnerships that you develop, really, we won't have to be involved in that. That'll be done through the chamber or through the school system.
And I'll give you full credit. I mean, you'll have your logo on everything, that you have given us this space and allowed us to use your beautiful center. I've been in your center before, as you know, Mike, and it's gorgeous. I think it is absolutely the perfect venue for the vision I have for this event.
Council members, that's the request of us.
Can we do a motion?
Yes, sir.
I'll make the motion to approve.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the request from the Lewisville Clemens Chamber of Commerce for use of the Mary Alice Warren Community Center on January 27th from mid-afternoon till early evening. That's the motion. Is there any
Are we specifying the number of rooms or just?
Probably, I'd suspect it'll predicate on how many sponsors they get.
Okay,
If it's based on number of tables, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
so you could say up to 3 rooms?
Yeah.
All right. I appreciate it so much. Thank
Any
you for your
any
time.
discussions?
No voting, yeah.
If not, all those in favor, please say aye.
Ah,
Any opposed? Thank you, that's unanimous. We look forward to it.
Thank you. I appreciate it so much. James, I'll be in touch.
Yeah, I got a little ahead of myself earlier, but you have the floor now. Thank you.
It's all right. You're entitled to one mess up every now and then. So.
For that.
Yes, sir. Thank you for allowing me to be here. I have Lieutenant Little with us tonight. He stopped in, so he's making me a little nervous when he comes in to check in with me. So, anyway, the stats for the month of June were 800 calls for service total, 518 of those being security checks. So we see those typically go up with people taking vacation, sending in some extra requests through email for checking around residents while they're gone and whatnot. So 35 traffic arrests, traffic violations, 16 alarms, and our response time still running about 5 minutes. And there you can see, compared to what we were at this time last year, 559. So it's normal for stats to creep up during the summertime, kids out of school and people on vacation traveling and stuff. So not a lot too significant to report. Just a reminder that we do have another concert coming up July 22nd, Saturday night. So any of our residents that are traveling through Shallowford, just be mindful, try to slow down. The lights are working out great. Thank you so much for approving that and having the opportunity to utilize those. They've really come in handy with the visibilities. The deputies that actually help us out with the events said that they've had the drivers, they seem like they're paying better attention. I've had so many residents stop and want to see them because they are pretty neat lights, you know. So it's a good advertisement. So, but anyway, I appreciate you y'all making that happen and making it possible for us. So I hope y'all have a good weekend and stay safe if you're traveling, and try to stay out of the heat because it is hot. So anybody has any questions? Yes, sir.
So you probably told us this before, I just don't recall. Is a traffic arrest equivalent to the issuance of a citation or ticket? Is that
That's
same
correct,
thing?
sir. Yes, sir. A citation is whether you're physically arrested or a citation, it's all recorded as the same event.
Yes.
Quick, yes, ma'am.
Go ahead.
A quick question just about the mental health component. There was an article in the Winston-Salem Forsyth, well, the Winston-Salem Journal, I think it's called. It is called that, correct? Yes. Can you just speak to that issue of addressing mental health issues when calls are made to enforcement officers?
So I'm not familiar with the article, but the sheriff's office has taken great steps. I'm actually one of the crisis negotiators for the sheriff's office. So the majority of sheriff's deputies attend a week-long training, CIT training, and that's typically that is just designed to develop and try to communicate with people with special needs or mental illness. So our response to mental illness really hasn't changed. The law only allows us to do certain things, and that's basically trying to get somebody to a medical facility for that help. The long-term process is really not, sheriff's office is not really involved in that aspect of it. Now, there's steps that we can take as an agency for precautions. So, for instance, if we went out to a particular place or we have known individuals that, threaten different type of bodily harm or harm against law enforcement, we have CAD notes that are in our computers that will alert us to that. So we're actually integrated a system called Live 911 where our computers in our cars give us the ability to actually monitor 911 calls as they're being made into the dispatcher's office. So we get that firsthand information. So technology has really come a long way, and trying to take steps just to make law enforcement and our response to the community much safer for everybody. So.
Thank you.
Yes, Sergeant Stringer. Oh, Ken, were you speaking?
What? Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Yes, ma'am.
Impressive that you're wearing long sleeves on such a hot day.
Yeah.
and so humid. I did want to ask you, have you had any calls that are heat related? And the second part, if you have, are you in contact like with crisis control? I know that will give air conditioners if a family doesn't have it.
There are programs like that, and I would encourage residents that if they have somebody they know of elderly folks and they request somebody to check on them, they can certainly reach out to us. Do we actually go door to door? Not so much. Most of the time, we rely on family and neighbors to try to check on those folks. But we've only had just a couple of heat-related incidents, and that's more of a fire department issue. And with the chief in Lewisville, they typically will be first out to respond to those. Now, most of our deputies here in Lewisville are tied in with the fire department with the active 911 system. So if the fire department gets dispatched, whether that be Lewisville Fire Department or Vienna Fire Department, I get an alert on my phone that lets them know. And if it happens to be a wreck or, stabbing or shooting, that stuff comes into county fire before it's actually rolled over to sheriff's dispatch and stuff. So again, another step to try to cut down on response and make it everybody working as a team. So.
Thank you.
So the question I had, we got a report, I don't know, several weeks ago showing that the Sheriff's Department actually tracks mental health responses.
Yes.
And I'm just wondering if there's some strategy between the Sheriff's Department and social services, which I guess is where that would typically be managed.
It's more of reporting, because when we respond to a mental health incident, it's classified as not a crime for FBI reporting purposes. So it falls under like a calls for service. Now, we document that stuff, and I don't know that there is, if there is actually a program that coordinates that between social services and the sheriff's office, because most of the time when sheriff's office, on our end of it, it's whether somebody is taken by force because they're a danger to themselves or somebody else. The law allows us to take that person by force, but then it falls under the medical facility to get there, or the family to do what they call an involuntary commitment as well. So the majority of that, Dr. Sadler, is going to fall for where the medical facility reaches out to either social services for a follow-up or even adult protective services if it happens to involve somebody that may be elderly. So most of that time. Now, they sometimes will share that information with us or request us to go out, but it's more or less as a safety precaution, not necessarily for crime statistics.
Okay, thanks.
Yes, sir.
Anything else for PJ? Well, PJ, while your boss is here, let me just say, yeah, take notes, please. We obviously are thrilled with the caliber of deputy that we have out here in Lewisville. PJ is an amazing leader of that group. They have a high degree of respect for him, and I know after I finish working out sometimes at 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, I'll roll in behind the annex or roll in the community center, and there'll be a deputy sitting there, and we'll sit and talk, and these guys are an unusual group of people, so we thank you very much for the caliber of folks that you're sending out here.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Very good. Anything else? All righty.
Have a good night.
Thank you.
PJ.
Good, PJ.
Ladies and gentlemen, there'll be two opportunities tonight to address the council. This first public forum occurs now, and then later on at the conclusion of the meeting, there'll be another opportunity to address the council. Would anybody like to share their thoughts with the council at this time for our first public forum? Please come forward. State your name and address.
My name is Susan Linker, and I live at 814 Reynolds Road in Lewisville. And I'd just like to make a few comments tonight, I think, about a situation that we have with one of our important small businesses here. I've lived in Lewisville for 44 years, and the last 16 of those years I've been serving on the Lewisville Beautification Committee. The year after I joined the committee, Rogers Trees and Nursery opened on a vacant lot on Shallowford Road, and I remember thinking how beautiful all that plant color was. It brought that part of town to life. It's been a kind of mom and pop business that Lewisville residents praise in our citizens survey. and a real contributor to Lewisville's small town atmosphere that we brag on in our comprehensive plan. Our committee came to depend on Rogers as we expanded our beautification projects in Warren Park, particularly with the perennial plants. And we were always glad to be able to shop local, as the town staff has encouraged us to do. Now, that lot that Rogers does business on has been sold to the DOT, as you all know, and the Hesters will have to relocate. As they search for a new place for their business, I hope that the town government will continue to press the DOT to let them to continue in business on their lot at least through late December of this year. The fall sales and the Christmas tree sales are key to their survival. I believe that Lewisville without Rogers will be a much reduced town in many ways. These are good people who have beautified Lewisville with their business for a long time, and I think they need our help. Thank you.
Thank you, Susan. Anyone else wish to address the council this evening? If not, very good. Moving on to new business. James, I think you are picking up Pam's responsibilities tonight on our fund transfer issues.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. And if you look at item number 6 on the agenda, new business, there are 5 total items, but the first 4, items 6A through D, all go together in order as they're all related to the Jack Warren Park Improvements Project. The town of Lewisville received a grant from the Parks and Recreation Trust Fund, or PARTF, in the amount of $230,940. This project will include new nature trails, a disc golf course, and an event space. We are preparing to move forward with design of the project as early as August, so it's time now for us to establish a capital project ordinance and then transfer money into this capital project fund. Even though all of these items are related, we will need to take them one at a time in order to follow the appropriate legal and financial steps. For item number 6A, we are recommending that council should approve ordinance 2023-024 in order to establish the capital project ordinance for the Jack Warren Park improvements. And Mr. Mayor, if you'd like, we can just go one at a time, if that would be your...
We'll need to, yeah. Any questions for the manager?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Mr. Franklin makes the motion. Mr. Smitherman makes the second. Any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. That's unanimous.
For item 6B, there is money left over from an old project at the park called the Jack Warren Park Maintenance Facility and Playground Expansion, and we can transfer those funds to the current project. We recommend that council should approve ordinance 2023-025 to close out this old project.
Move for approval?
Second.
Ms. Welch makes the motion. Ms. Hunt makes the second. Any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. That's unanimous.
For item 6C, we have saved up money in the Parks and Recreation Capital Reserve Fund for projects just like the current one. In order to authorize the use of these funds, however, we would ask that council should approve ordinance 2023-026.
Approve. Motion to approve.
Second.
Ms. Hunt makes the motion. Ms. Foster, I believe, made the second. Any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. That is unanimous.
Right. Finally, for item 6D, we need to transfer these funds that have just been approved into the new Capital Projects Fund for the Jack Warren Park improvements. We recommend that Town Council should approve ordinance 2023-028 to make this happen.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Mr. Franklin makes the motion. Mr. Smitherman makes the second. Any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. That's unanimous. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not like we're moving a whole lot of money around here, and we actually have various accounts that we have to put money in order to use that money for projects. So the last 4 items that you listen to is basically moving a big hunk of the same money around to different places, so we're able to access it and use it.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. And the last item under old business, this is item number 6, under new business. That's item number 6E. This is ordinance 2023-029. In accordance with rules issued by the U.S. Treasury Department and upon the advice and recommendation of the North Carolina League of Municipalities and the University of North Carolina School of Government, the town of Lewisville is allowed to transfer grant funds from the American Rescue Plan Act, or ARPA, into the town's general fund. The amount we are allowed to transfer is equal to the value of salaries and benefits for the prior reporting period. Staff recommends approval of Ordinance 2023-029.
Move for approval.
Second.
Ms. Welch makes the motion. Mr. Franklin makes the second. Any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That is unanimous. Mr. Manager?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Item number 7 on the agenda. These are administrative reports. Item 7A, we've got some upcoming events and closings. Now, on July 22nd, it's Beggar's Banquet, and as you might tell from the title, this is a Rolling Stones tribute band, and they'll be playing at Shallowford Square from 7 to 9 p.m. Next up after that is on August 1st. This is National Night Out. This is from 6 to 8 p.m., and this particular event is really exciting. It's part of a national thing. It supports law enforcement, but also brings out our other folks in public safety, such as our Lewisville Fire Department, our Vienna Fire Department, Public Works, and of course with that support to the Forsyth County Sheriff's Office team. We'll have lots of activities, and this is sponsored both by the town of Lewisville and its own Public Safety Advisory Committee. That's 6 to 8 on the 1st, and last but not least, coming up August 5th, Songs of the South, and also from the title you may know the band. This is an Alabama tribute band. This event will also be at Shallowford Square, and that's from 7 to 9 p.m. there on August 5th.
Very good. Dr. Sadler?
Will there be food trucks at both of those concert events?
Yes, and those will be food trucks for sale at those on the concerts. However, at the National Night Out, food will actually be provided to those participating, hot dogs, chips, and drinks, as well as fun games and other activities.
Okay, thanks.
Very good. Any other questions?
Yeah, James, could you just expound a little bit more about the National Night Out? Because I hadn't heard about it until the briefing, so.
Great. And so National Night Out, and it's actually, I believe it's the 40th year of this event. We've done this in other jurisdictions where it initially started as a chance for members of law enforcement and the community to connect. In this particular case, this will be the first time we're actually doing it in Lewisville. Because we have our own little district here and our own, as we heard earlier, our own deputies, our own sergeant, to support law enforcement is so important to have community members get a chance to meet these folks who are protecting the community. But as we've done in prior jurisdictions, we know there are other people also protecting the community. So having our 2 volunteer fire departments there, it is a really great fit to have them represented as well, get to know the members of the community. But we also want to have ways to bring people together. So that's where we have games and even a chance for these organizations to recruit for new members. What better place to recruit for new volunteer firefighters or have someone consider law enforcement as a career? And there'll be chances to climb on fire trucks. There'll be a big flag up there, obviously some of our law enforcement vehicles. But we also want to make sure we draw people out. And the best way we found, a little bit of free food. So our Vienna Civic Club will be providing for free to our participants hot dogs, chips, and drinks. And hopefully we'll have a good turnout there on that. That's Tuesday night. The first Tuesday in August is National Night Out.
Thank you very much.
Very good. Ms. Foster will also have the fire department with their 6-story ladder that goes up if you'd like to make the ascension.
Yeah, just to reemphasize, I know you mentioned it just so that folks are aware that on the National Night Out that food is gratis. It's free. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Ms. Moore?
Yes, sir. So just a reminder for our residents that candidate filing for municipal elections opened up this past Friday at 12 noon, and it will close at 12 noon on July 21st. The filing fee is $5, and you do have to register at the Forsyth County Board of Elections. The next event that we will have is the American Red Cross Blood Drive on August 9th at the Mary Alice Warren Community Center from 1 to 5 p.m. And summer student leadership is quickly approaching. It will be August 15th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. here at Town Hall in the council chambers. We currently have 13 students registered, so we're very excited about that. The deadline is this coming Friday, but we'll still accept some that come in after that fact. So we encourage all of our rising middle and high school students who would like to learn more about Lewisville government and to meet your staff and elected officials to please register and join us on August 15th.
Very good. Any questions?
I have a question. Thank you, Dora. How many of those students are Lewisville residents at this point?
Right now, there's 8 that live inside the incorporated limits and 5 who live outside.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the second opportunity to address the council with anything that's on your mind. If you wish to speak, please come forward, state your name, your address. I see no movement, so we're going to go ahead and close this particular public comment section. You can send your comments also to townclerk@louisvillenc.net, townclerk@louisvillenc.net. We'll make them part of the minutes of this meeting. Earlier, Ms. Walker, I'm sorry, I didn't recognize you to the council and to the group watching at home. Our former town clerk, Ms. Walker, always nice to have you come out and be with us, and it's good to see you. Very good. Council members, any comments before we go into closed session?
I do.
Boy,
No.
I just wanted to mention, especially for the ones that are viewing this from home, I'm in my 4th consecutive term currently, and in keeping with Section 5.3 of the town's charter, I'm not planning to file for re-election. So there will be at least one open seat. I'm already happy to see that there's 3 first-timers in the that have filed thus far and everything. And then lastly, I'd like to encourage everybody to give blood if you can on August the 9th for the blood drive. I won't be eligible for that one, but if you can give, please do.
Thank you, Mr. Franklin. Ms. Hunt?
Yeah, just a recommendation or suggestion, potentially, Manager, regarding our partnership with the Lewisville Clemens Chamber of Commerce. Maybe that would be a great opportunity for us to go ahead and publicize our Student Leadership Committee and utilize their services that they have as far as PR. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you, Ms. Hunt. Any other comments, council members? Very good. Elliot, will you please lead us into closed session?
Certainly, a motion is needed to enter into closed session pursuant to General Statute 143-318.11 to consider the qualifications, competence, performance, character, fitness, conditions of appointment, or conditions of initial employment of an individual public officer or employee or prospective public officer or employee.
Very good. Thank you. Council members, may we have a motion, please?
Motion.
Second?
Ms. Foster makes the motion. Ms. Welch makes the second. Any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ladies and gentlemen, we are going into closed session at this time. We don't anticipate taking any action when we come out of closed session. So those of you who are watching us tonight on TV6, those of you who are with us in the audience tonight, those of you who are watching us reading us on Facebook, we do not anticipate taking any more actions this evening. With that, we'll end the closed section.